The lawyer's voice sliced through the silence like a blade. The heir to everything, he said, pausing just long enough for my parents' greedy breathing to fill the room, is the one who kept my secret safe? Then he looked straight at me, their faces twisted in disbelief. My mother's perfect smile froze halfway. My father's knuckles turned white as he gripped the armrest. The chandelier's light bounced off their diamonds, but even that couldn't outshine the shock in their eyes. For years, they thought I was gone, forgotten, erased, a mistake best left in the past. But I had been there all along, watching, waiting. I was 15 when they threw me out. No warning, no goodbye. Just a slam of the front door and my mother's last words echoing behind me, "You're a burden. Adam, you'll understand one day." I didn't understand then. I only knew the sting of betrayal. The taste of rain mixed with tears as I stood outside with nowhere to go. My grandfather found me that night. He didn't ask what happened, didn't offer pity. He just opened his car door and said, "Get in." Something in me changed right then. The boy who begged for love died on that doorstep. The man who stepped into that car learned that silence could cut deeper than words. My grandfather was a man built on secrets. He created an empire on loyalty and leverage. And he saw in me what my parents never did, control. He never said it outright. But I understood. He wasn't raising me out of love. He was preparing me for power. He gave me tasks that tested my patience, my judgment, my self-control. One day, he told me, the strongest revenge is proving your worth. Let them choke on their regrets. So I kept his secrets, every single one. Even the one that could have burned it all down. Years passed and I became the unseen hand behind his success, the invisible heir. My parents, meanwhile, built their lives back up on lies, parties, cars, and laughter loud enough to drown out their guilt. When he died, I knew they'd come crawling back. Grief looks beautiful on rich people when money's involved. They arrived at the funeral like celebrities, dressed in black, faces painted with just the right amount of sadness. My mother's crocodile tears sparkled for the cameras. My father shook hands with board members he hadn't spoken to in decades. And then they saw me. For just a second, I saw the flicker, confusion, recognition, then unease. The burden they once threw away had returned, grown and unshakable. When the lawyer opened the will, the air in the room seemed to freeze. My parents leaned forward, pretending patience, but their greed was practically humming through their veins. The heir to everything, the lawyer read aloud, is the one who kept my secret safe. I felt the exact second the words hit them. Their smiles shattered. Their eyes darted to me, desperate for a loophole, a mistake, a way out. But the lawyer wasn't done. He cleared his throat and went on. However, before the inheritance is finalized, one truth must be revealed. He flipped a page, and the room grew heavy. My grandson Adam was not just a member of this family. He was the only one who stood by me when the truth came out. That my fortune was built on another man's name. He turned toward my father, the man who stole my company decades ago, forged my signature on contracts, and forced me to start over. "Was you?" My father's jaw dropped. The room erupted in whispers and gasps. Cameras clicked. My mother clutched his arm, whispering, "Is this true?" As if her perfect world hadn't just gone up in flames. But I already knew. I had found the proof months before, buried deep in old archives, signed and dated, evidence that my father had stolen his own father's empire. I didn't expose him then. I waited. Because revenge tastes better when it's served under chandeliers. The lawyer closed the folder and gave me a small nod. As per the final clause, he said, the rightful heir, the one who returned the truth, will inherit it all. Silence filled the room. My father's voice shook. "You? You set me up?" I smiled. "No, Dad, you set yourself up. I just kept your secret long enough for it to destroy you." He stood, rage twisting his face. "You think this makes you better than us?" I met his eyes, calm and steady. "No," I said quietly. "It just makes me free." Security moved in and escorted them out. Their shouts, the pleas, the threats, the curses echoed down the marble halls, fading into nothing. I sat alone in that grand office, the one my grandfather once ruled from, and looked out at the city he built. My reflection stared back at me in the glass, older, colder, unbreakable. For the first time, I didn't feel like a burden. I felt like legacy. As the sun sank behind the skyline, I whispered to the ghost of the man who saved me, "They finally know who took your place, and who earned mine." The silence that followed felt like applause. And just like that, the boy they threw away became the man they could never touch again.